This is the hunt for the most dangerous hackers in the world, and it has already begun.
The hacking group Anonymous is threatening Donald Trump over his proposal to ban Muslims.
They don't show up on battlefields, but they've been at war for years, and now they're being hunted. These groups aren't lone wolves. They are highly organized teams backed by logistics, funding, and political support, often from nations like Russia and North Korea. They are the prime suspects in the biggest cyber attacks of our time, waging a silent, invisible war against governments, corporations, and civilians across the globe.
It has come to our attention that you want to ban all Muslims to enter the United States. This policy is going to have a huge impact.
Yes, from your passwords to your freedom. They've already infiltrated military systems, hospitals, central banks, vaccines, and elections. And the scariest part? They've never been arrested, never clearly identified. They vanish before anyone even realizes they've been attacked. But now, someone has started hunting them. Experts, journalists, digital spies, all asking the same questions.
They still think we're stuck with them? No.
Evening, multiple sources telling ABC News hackers working for China broke into the phone used by Donald Trump's lead criminal defense attorney, Todd Blanche.
In this video, you'll dive into the investigation shaking the world of cybersecurity. The hunt for the world's most dangerous hackers is on, and the next victims may be closer than you think. Washington, D.C., 2016. CrowdStrike, a cybersecurity company hired by the Democratic Party, detects something unusual. Data is being transferred from their servers to IP addresses in Russia. The name of the intruder appears in the logs, APT-28. But this group is known by another name in the intelligence world, Fancy Bear. Directly linked to the GRU, Russia's military intelligence agency, John Podesta, senior advisor to Hillary Clinton, receives a fake email from Google. Someone has accessed your account. Click here to change your password. He clicks. With that, the Russians gain access to 60,000 internal emails from the Democratic campaign. This technique has a name: spear phishing, highly targeted attacks using social engineering disguised as legitimate alerts. In June 2016, the first files begin to leak. DC Leaks publishes donation spreadsheets, internal conversations, and electoral strategies. In July, WikiLeaks joins the game. Over 20,000 Democratic Party emails are released online. The impact is immediate. The content reveals Democratic leadership favoritism toward Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders. The party base goes into crisis. The Democratic National Committee is destabilized on the eve of the convention. The FBI steps in. Federal agents meet with party representatives and cybersecurity officials. But the campaign is already compromised. Donald Trump references the leaks in over 160 speeches. In one of them, he says publicly, "Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing." January 2017, all 17 agencies of the U.S. intelligence community release a joint report. The title is direct: Assessing Russian Activities and Intentions in Recent U.S. Elections. The content is even clearer. We assess Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered an influence campaign in 2016 aimed at the U.S. presidential election. Putin not only knew, he ordered it. The operation targeted American democracy. The goal? Undermine public trust and damage Hillary Clinton, for the direct benefit of Donald Trump. The report also states the operation was multi-phase: network intrusion, data theft, selective information release, content amplification via fake social media accounts. While the U.S. was still processing the electoral impact, Russian groups remained active. A new attack would emerge just months later, more destructive, more costly, more sophisticated. June 2017, the NotPetya malware is launched against Ukraine through a fake update of a government-used accounting software. But the virus doesn't stay confined to the country. Within 24 hours, it hits FedEx, USA, Maersk, Denmark, Merck, USA, Rosneft, Russia, Saint-Gobain, France. Estimated losses over 10. Who was responsible? The group known as Sandworm Team. Directly linked to the GRU, the same Russian military intelligence behind Fancy Bear. NotPetya disguised itself as ransomware, but there was no payment mechanism. It was a digital weapon of destruction. At the same time, the United States confirmed a mapping campaign of electoral systems in at least 21 states in 2016. Among the affected states, Illinois, Arizona, Florida. Illinois confirmed that records of 76,000 voters were accessed. Arizona had its administrative credentials compromised. No votes were changed according to investigations, but the system was tested. Entire lines of malicious code were detected on local election servers. Internal reports from CISA, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, obtained via the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, show that in 2020, 3 election software companies reported attacks similar to those in 2016. None of the incidents were made public at the time of the presidential election. The FBI chose to keep the cases confidential to avoid technical panic and disinformation. The hackers' methods evolved, from basic phishing to multi-layered attacks using artificial intelligence. In a 2019 report, FireEye described the use of bots that adapted fake emails in real time based on user behavior. Other attacks included session cookie theft, man-in-the-middle attacks on public Wi-Fi networks, Bluetooth-based intrusions on smartphones, malware injected through fake browser updates. Their concealment tools also became more sophisticated, routing through Tor, temporary servers in neutral countries, use of dynamic DNS, files disguised as JPEG images. A 2021 cyber attack was carried out entirely by a Russian group hosting commands in YouTube video comments. Each comment served as an instruction to the malware installed on victims' computers. Technique: command and control via social media. Meanwhile, in Europe, NATO formally recognizes that cyber attacks can justify Article 5 of the treaty, which concerns mutual defense, but this declaration has limitations. Without physical attacks or direct casualties, military response is unlikely. The attacks persist, and the groups responsible remain active. In the United States, cyber defense investments skyrocket. In 2018, CISA's budget was $1 billion. By 2023, it had surpassed $2.6 billion. Even so, internal DHS reports indicate that over 50% of state systems still run outdated software on their public networks. Many electoral systems are still operating on Windows Server 2008, unsupported by Microsoft since 2020. And the targets keep growing. In 2020, energy companies, telecommunications infrastructure, the tactic has changed. Instead of large, visible attacks, they now prefer covert infiltration, silent data collection, prolonged surveillance, and complete denial of responsibility. The result is a new kind of war. No tanks, no bombs, no soldiers, but with real global impact, with billions in damages, with proven political influence, and not a single person arrested to this day. July 2018, the U.S. Department of Justice releases a 29-page indictment. It lists by full name 12 officers of Russian military intelligence, all members of the GRU, Russia's military secret service. The charges: hacking Democratic Party networks, stealing confidential documents, creating and operating fake profiles, disseminating hacked content through platforms like WikiLeaks. Among the names, Anatoly Sergeyevich Kovalev, Alexei Alexandrovich Lukashev, Viktor Borisovich Netiksho, all high-ranking officers of GU Units 26165 and 74455, but none of them are extradited. Russia refuses any cooperation with the investigations. The accused remain in Moscow, protected by military status. Some were even promoted. The largest cyber operation against the United States remains without a single arrest. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Fancy Bear and Cozy Bear shifted their focus to pharmaceutical labs. According to joint reports from the US, UK, and Canada, targets included Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, University of Oxford. The goal: industrial espionage of vaccines and testing protocols. The tactics included attacks on Microsoft Exchange server software, infiltration through SolarWinds Orion backdoors, affecting over 18,000 organizations globally, direct access to email inboxes of top executives in health and science. These attacks were classified as hostile state activity by British agencies. The term act of war was deliberately avoided for diplomatic reasons. Agencies such as the NSA, CIA, MI6, CISA, and Interpol began sharing real-time data. New response units were formed, including the Cyber National Mission Force, CNMF, operated by U.S. Cyber Command. Their actions included tracking malware command infrastructure, monitoring temporary domains used for remote control, detecting network behavior through machine learning, deploying honeypots with real bait. The goal wasn't just defense, it was counterattack, take down command servers, block malicious DNS, shut down entire botnet networks. The biggest challenge? International jurisdiction. When a hacker operates from Russia, indicted in the US. Still free in Russia, FBI reward, $3 million, no arrest to this day. According to audits by the GAO, U.S. Government Accountability Office as of 2023, 33% of federal agencies still had not implemented two-factor authentication. 45% of critical systems lacked a complete inventory of digital assets. Many government servers were still running outdated versions of Windows Server and Linux. Real example. In 2022, the Louisiana Department of Education was breached through an exposed RDP with a weak or no password. The access allowed hackers to extract data on students and teachers. The incident was resolved with the help of the FBI, but was never made public. And what has changed in recent years? Very little. CISA's budget has grown, international cooperation has strengthened, but hacker groups evolved faster. Fancy Bear now uses living off the land techniques, hiding within legitimate software, fileless malware that lives only in RAM memory, decentralized infrastructure hosted on legitimate platforms like Dropbox, GitHub, and Google Docs. Cozy Bear focuses on espionage. It has recently attacked diplomatic networks in Norway, Sweden, and the United States. The Lazarus Group from North Korea has turned to cryptocurrency theft. Over $1.7 billion was stolen between 2017 and 2022. 2023, Microsoft and the FBI issue a warning. State-sponsored cyber attacks have increased 74% in a single year. Among the most recent targets, American think tanks, research institutes connected to the Pentagon, supply chain companies tied to Lockheed Martin and Boeing. The hunt for the world's most dangerous hackers has revealed just how fragile the global system truly is. It showed that the wars of the future and the present don't need bombs to bring down nations. One click is enough. Election interference, hospital takeovers, patent theft. All of this has already happened, and it will continue to happen. The invisible war has become permanent. And do you think it's possible, while watching the revelations in these documents, to gain access to a method that even the world's most dangerous hackers respect? There is today a real and powerful chance to get what you want. More money, more knowledge, with the help of...
If I told you that I could give you the brain of a millionaire in the next 7 days, would you accept? If I told you that you could acquire this millionaire's brain and be propelled almost effortlessly towards a life of true wealth, click on the first link below to find out.